No, when the team started, we were actually in an old machine shop building, and this had been Adams Distributing. It was a Budweiser distributor for the area, so it's kind of ironic that, you know, the way the boat started out, that they're coming back kind of home to a Budweiser building. But yeah, Ted bought this building and we moved in. It's perfect size for us, and you know, we can make parts here and work on the boats. Everything's good. Mike Weber actually brought me in 2006. Mike and I had been friends for a long time, knew each other from boat racing, and of course know the Webers around Detroit. And he was putting his team together back in the spring of '06 when Ted, you know, bought T5 and T6. Mike invited me on board. And that first year I worked on the U7. I was one of the dock mechanics. The next year moved over to the U5 doing the same thing, and then became the team manager in '08 when Mike retired from driving the Unlimiteds at least, and you know, when he moved on.
Well,
I worked for several years with Jim Harvey, and I was on the Trend West, and I was on the two-wing boat before that. But I had always been around the pit area, really good friends with some of the drivers and some of the crews. I always wanted to be involved, and Julie and I were photographers and reporters for Unlimited's Detroit, for the Unlimited News Journal, and I wanted to actually work on the boats. And there was a weekend where Jim and his team were going to Norfolk. They were going to be short crew members.
And what year was this?
Oh, this is back 97, 98 maybe.
So it's been a T+?
It was Prime Star at that point. But Steve David talked to Jim and suggested that he bring me on and that we try it out in Norfolk. It's been a fun ride ever since. While the U5 and the U7 were in Doha or being transported back, that gave us the opportunity to really go through the U57 and make a lot of changes to it and just upgrades to, you know, current, newer technology. And when we did that, we think that we found a lot of speed. We'll of course find out in Madison, but Mark and the crew, you know, going through it with new crew chief John Walker, made a lot of suggestions and a lot of improvements for the boat. So gave us the opportunity to work on the 57 and make some upgrades to it. And then when the 5 and the 7 came back, we had parts that were manufactured for both of those boats. The 57 was basically done, and then it was going through the 5 and the 7 to make sure that everything was good there, do part inspections ourselves, make part upgrades, do some changes. And you know, we're really focused on reliability and speed this year. So just you know, trying to make incremental improvements wherever we can, and lots of spare parts.
So, but Jeff is Jeff driving the same boat that he drove last year? I guess
Jeff's driving the U5. So yeah, he's driving the same boat he drove last year.
Did I not hear that? So I didn't hear that.
If you have any questions beyond that, we'll see in Madison what we've got some really fast race boats, and we'll have drivers in each one of them.
Okay. Okay. A little bit about Scott.
Yeah, Scott's got an extensive background in inboard racing, and 19 years, if I remember right, in you know, in the racing classes. He's also a boat builder, so he brings some pretty good experience with him from, you know, on the water and off the water. And he had the right fit with his skill set, his driving record. He has several championships under his belt in the inboard classes, and his personality. I mean, he's a great guy. And having Scott on the team, Mark and Bianca, Jeff is very excited this year for the season. He's been very positive and very upbeat, coming into the shop, working with the guys. You know, he's really looking forward to this year and doing great things. Yeah, I have goals, and Ted has goals, and I'd very much like to have a national championship, a world championship, and a gold cup. And Ted, I think, enables the things that we need to be able to get there. Takes some racing luck,
right?
But you know, as you can see with what's going on behind me, we've got the preparation in place, and we lost a number of crew members over the winter. And with the departure of Jay Michael, we also lost some of the guys from Seattle that went to other teams, but that allowed me to go out and find some other specialists that I think can help improve the team, and guys that are here in the Midwest that are able to spend more weekends or some additional time in the shop helping us out. We always had a really good hands-on group before, and a lot of the guys from Seattle would come out here and stay for weeks at a time. But now we've got guys that can come in on the weekends, day of the week, take things home with them, and then when they bring it back, it's ready to go on the boat and good to go.
Well, that's story.
Yeah.
And I was wondering who plays Mark Hooton in the movie of your life.
Well, you know, it's funny because I asked my wife Julie that.
That would be me. I'm going to play him on this one. He'll love that.
On a lighter note.
I asked Julie, and Julie said Johnny Depp, so I thought that was a really cool answer. But then I asked her again, and we kind of decided on Kelsey Grammer because it got like the same hairline or something.
Okay.
But yeah, probably him. To go for a ride in Jim Saddam's U-22 with Todd Yarling, and it was a crew weekend in October of I think 1987. And Todd got me in the boat. We went out. The Delta Queen was in town in Madison that weekend. The river was open. There were people skiing. There were people fishing. And we're out there riding around in the U-22 at 140 miles an hour. I have it on videotape. And
What band would you like to be in?
I would be Gene Simmons and Kiss.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Any particular reason?
You know, that band hit when I was in high school and hitting all the concerts, going to all the events with my friends and everything. And yeah, I mean, that was a normal thing that you'd go and paint your face up and dress like the guys and go out on Halloween or parties or whatever. And yeah, that'd be me.